It's trash day this week. I haven't needed to, me personally, use. I haven't needed. Right. Anyway, it's Wednesday, April 21st, 2021. It is about 12:07 p.m. I haven't needed to use them. Give me a second, okay? Alright. I'm gonna give them a tip. I know they're hired by the municipal whatever, but igualmente. Alright, so main reason I wanted to record that before it left was because, well, here's a trash can. Here's a trash can that, if you remember, I was using to make compost tea. You know, I would throw in stuff that I didn't want to mulch necessarily. To break down stuff like I could throw in this and it would get digested, turned into a broth, oxygenated, decomposed aerobically because I had an air pump actually linked. It was hooked up, this pump right here, right there. Can you see that? Yeah, it's got a little. I had three what do they call them? Bubble rocks. These little blue strips of synthetic. Basically, the air pumps through there. The air pumps through, and the bubbles go out. Anyway, it was aerated, so it was aerobically decomposing, and the nutrients would get cycled. I, against my will, get taken away from here, and what happens? This thing gets used as a fucking trash can. I don't want to exaggerate. I painstakingly cleaned that the fuck out just so that it would be clean enough so that I could use it to filter that broth. Literally, you could probably, I wouldn't recommend it, you could drink it and not get sick. Now, probably you drink too much. Obviously, the bacterial load is, parts per million. You're going to get some pathogens plus the metabolites. Not recommended, but it's basically safe, right? Definitely not recommended, but it's safe enough. It's like, you could stick a mouthful of dirt in your mouth and you wouldn't really get sick unless there was something bad in the dirt that wouldn't normally be. You'd have to add in whatever it was. It'd have to be out of balance. Anyway, so that used to be clean. What just got thrown away in that trash can out there, that orange thing, was from circa 2015, maybe 2014. Yesterday was 420, April 20th. That thing was left out in the sun. I still have one left. I was using as a water level. And it's this one right here. Okay? You see that right there? I modified it a little bit so that I could use it as a water level. So a tube can go in there. I can't see, it's too much glare. So much glare. Anyway. So you can tell it's been left out in the sun. I had at least 8 buckets, I think, maybe 6, at least 6, if not 8 buckets. The reason I had that many was because according to the California law back then, before it was legalized, decriminalized recreationally, it was medicinally, right? So I got my license for it, and I was in the process of getting my CNA certification to be able to grow more than the legal amount for a permit to grow, not as a member of a collective, not as a personal user, but to grow as a caregiver, right? So with the CNA license, I would have been able to grow more than the allotted number of plants. I would have been able to do my personal pet, I guess, tinkering with the genes, the cultivars, that sort of thing, with like a home lab to basically name the strains, right? You know, it sounds like it's fancy. It's really not. People in horticulture make their own cultivars of plants all the time, and they have, you know, they'll take samples and they'll send them off to a lab, and the lab will do the genetic work to, you know, designate it an actual cultivar. Well, I was thinking of getting some of my classwork out of the way by doing lovely noise. You know those CDs people used to, like, has the bird song or little wind chimes or something. There's not like 15 minutes of a dog barking its hysterical ass off, and people getting anyway. So I just wanted to see that bucket go away, the 5-gallon bucket, because it's no longer useful. If you're familiar with plastic things, and that type of plastic, if you leave it out in the sun long enough, it gets brittle, and it starts decaying, and it gets to breaking apart and decomposing, and becomes a health hazard even, the leaching into the soil and that sort of thing. If you burn it, you get worse chemical byproducts. You get possibly dioxin from it, which flows up the food chain. So if you grow something in the soil that got the ashes on it, you're eating the dioxin, or the ladybugs are eating it off of the aphids that got the dioxin, or you know, if it's like a tomato or lettuce or something. If it's a tree, likely not. Something like macadamia or almonds, that sort of thing, would likely not make it to the fruit. But anyway, so my point right now, that bucket right there, that bucket was meant to grow cannabis, and I think California now has recreational legalized. This country has their heads up their ass, And oh my God, I've already experienced two of their little centers for drug rehabilitation. And when I was accused of using drugs, I told them, "Oh, I'll take a drug test. You can take samples of my blood. You can take samples of my hair." I haven't, in the entire time that I've been in this fucking country, even had so much as a fucking joint. Kind of wish I did yesterday, but I haven't. So I wish I could kick somebody's heads in like they've kicked mine in the false justifications they've used. That they would find any justification really, as long as they could get away with it, and as long as anybody allowed them to, that could stand to do them harm if they didn't think they should be allowed to. Anybody that could scare them probably agrees with them. Anyway, so that bucket gone now. It's 2021 now, so it's about at least 5 years, probably 6 or 7. Haven't gotten around to doing a grow op. Technically illegal here. Not that that sort of thing would hold me back if it's actually the right thing to do. Is this? Yeah, this is on the record. Hey, hi there. Nobody knows what it's like to be the sad man. Oh, to be the bad man. Behind the blue lives. I don't sing, but there's one for you, you pieces of fucking shit. What else? Yeah, so I haven't gone around doing that. I would if I, but the support that I have is so much so that literally my parents signed off on it. My family, they don't live here. They didn't live where I was last time, where I was also involuntarily taking away from my home. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They'll just swoop in and kidnap me, cart me off under false pretenses. Any justification that they could get a heavy signature behind. It's fucking absurd. But, yeah. I don't know how much hemp we could have grown by now. I don't know how many gallons of oil or diesel or gasoline or kerosene we could have produced by now. I don't know how many markets of waste we could have been remediating. That plastic that could have been remediated. That could have been mycelium, inoculated and immersed in some sort of sawdust or hay medium to literally be reclaimed by the carbon cycle in a benign and non-toxic way, and it hasn't been, and it won't be. You see that bucket over there. The times that I've been taken away, things like my tools and my plants are allowed to die. Look, I've got comfrey growing again now. The comfrey right there. I've got comfrey growing again now. But in the time that I get taken away, things like that, if it's not considered literal garbage and treated like garbage, like that was treated, it gets left out in the sun and damaged and treated like shit. And I don't know how many things I'm trying to compensate for now, like that I don't do to myself. Because this little bacteria life cycle thing that they're encouraged and enabled to perpetuate for themselves, it's like, well, they're happy with their narrow-minded bullshit, inflicting harms on others for their selfish whims and everything. So who's gonna really, are you gonna if it's fun for them, that's all they care about, huh? Are you gonna stop them? So, that's all damaged now. Check out the sparrow. Yeah, this place is a mess. But not due to just me. Little things like that kind of, they work out a little bit, sometimes a little bit impervious to the ebb and flow of bullshit, the tide that doesn't want to shut the fuck up or stop. I don't know if you could tell there, I've got some comfrey and some metal even. I dumped that trash can full, a bunch of leaf litter, mulch there. And, oh, the tree's doing really well. And I don't, like, look at the paint job here. Like you want examples of, I'm having to, like, I don't know how many fucking things I'm juggling right now. And one of them isn't a fucking joint. That'd be nice, huh? That'd be nice. I hear the weed over here sucks. People use it as filler to sprinkle their meth on top of. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? The fucking... Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Hey man, se ponen bien globos and se ponen a trabajar. It makes them good workers. Non-stop, man. Oh, and then you know what they also say. Right. Well, I guess that's all you really need to worry about, huh?